Yeah. Give thanks and praise. I'm going to be very quick and very concise. I have a great amount to say about finding my Capoeira family in these tarot cards. I want to start with this death card in particular. This death card is hailing two very specific ingredients in my lineage of Capoeira, having a great deal to do with improvising with assorted implements for playing your instrument, not just a river stone, not just a coin. I've been playing my berimbau with a lighter for about 10 years now. So finding key ingredients to my sacred implements on this death card is blowing my mind. The Capoeira legend of the straight razor is a myth that some players are so talented they can pick up the razor in their toes and play Capoeira and kick with a straight razor held between their toes. This legend hails back to my lineage of Angola Capoeira that was held in sacred barber shops in the basement, specific historical locations that are still treasures to my lineage. Finding the straight razor of the barber shop, finding the Zippo under the Achilles heel of this death card is an absolute perfect expression of my greatest accomplishments in Capoeira mythology. My favorite Capoeira dirge is a funeral dirge, specifically encapsulated in this frenzy of spirits, this parade of All Hallows Eve, All Saints Day. It's really fascinating that I actually have a song embodied in the essence of this death card. Let's see if I can pull it out. So I am feeling a lot of the essence of this entire deck coming through in fascinating ways. And I want to reveal that an entire bateria is intact in this Enneagram. An entire Capoeira symposium is right here for the enjoyment of the eyes to see. Let me state this. The tambourine, the pandero, I forget what it's called in Africa, the rix. I think it's called the rix. It's spelled very weird. I think I found the secret to erote hiding in the sixth position. This is the throne of the handle. This is the handler of the pandero, this placental tissue that accesses the spinal column of anybody who listens. This tender placental hide with little dancing baby butt pads tapping around, playing in the center here. The erotes and the frenzies, I think, have found their instrument that calls and gains purchase on the heart rhythm of the onlooker. The thumb being in the 3 spot is absolutely flawless. It's such a Neptunian reveal. The essence of all of this is so profound. Also, the handle of most tambourines has a hole right here, which is very erotic. For erote and the erote cherubs to be correspondent to the 6th position, it is so wonderfully profound. Also, Socrates will be the thumb, will be the set. This is the what tamps the tone of the berimbau, and he has a secret. He has a diatema montanea underneath. On the other side of the tambourine is a pressure pad that also stifles the beats and raises a small mountain on the plane of this tambourine. Socrates in the 7th position, the thumb holding this entire thing. To speak plainly, he's barefoot. He has permission to be barefoot. He's in the marketplace, causing a ruckus. It's so fun. It's so fun. So the handle in the 6th position and the loyalists. There's a great deal here. I want to talk about the implements of Plato's Republic that are encapsulated in this Mosca constellation and this Lover's card. This is what put the Birnbaum in my hands as I analyzed these 2 cards here. Let me read this from the symposium, and then I'm going to tell a story about my master, about my capoeira master, in a certain way that I was moved to never forget certain lessons that transcend space and time for me that are coming through in these cards. And therefore, our politic Asclepius may be supposed to have exhibited the power of his art only to persons who, being generally and healthy constitution and habits of life, had a definite ailment such as these, cured by purges and operations, and bade them live as usual, herein consulting the interests of the state. But bodies which disease had penetrated through and through, he would not have attempted to cure by a gradual process of evacuation and infusion. He did not want to lengthen out good-for-nothing lives, or to have weak fathers begetting weaker sons. If a man was not able to live in the ordinary way and had no business to cure him, for such a cure would have been of no use either to himself or to the state. Then he said, "You regard Asclepius as a statesman?" Clearly. And his character is further illustrated by his sons. Note that they were heroes in the days of old and practiced the medicines of which I am speaking at the siege of Troy. You will remember how, when Pandarus was wounded Menelaus, they sucked the blood out of the wound and sprinkled soothing remedies. But they never prescribed what the patient was afterwards to eat or drink in the case of Menelaus, any more than in the case of Eurypylus. The remedies, as they conceived, were enough to heal any man who, before he was wounded, was healthy and regular in habits, and even though did not happen to drink a posset of Prainian wine, he might get well all the same. All right, this is early eugenics. They're actually they're invoking aspects of a drug that is a stimulant. This Prainian wine, it's for the manias. It's to get the frenzies of your heart, an accelerant for your heart rate, versus draining basically what is bloodletting, but also with beneficial soothing remedies. This is a line out of our capoeira songs. We sing about Ye sabe fuda, ye faca de punta. That which knows how to cut is what also brings the remedy. These are lyrics from the capoeira songs. And this particular group of cards, this Viola Birnbaum, and this Lover's card is exactly the wrist holding the basket and the hand. This is a Lover's card. Right here is a Lover's card. And right here is the mosquito. All aspects of this Lover's card and the mosquito are integrated into me playing my Birnbaum. And what's wonderful is this stuff can't come out of a book. This doesn't come out of a book. Giordano Bruno's statue is in his Piazza dei Fiori. He's holding a book on his hip with his finger holding a place in the book as though to say he could read it without looking. There's also probably a Braille encode to that. But from that posture where he's holding a book in his hip to this posture, he would let the book go and drop it to the ground. And that is exactly the essence of having a powerful mind palace. But also, there are many aspects of these capoeira songs that are not written. You are not going to find any of my capoeira lyrics in any books, I don't think, because these are passed on verbally. There's an aspect here that is in the symposium where Socrates says to Agathon, wouldn't it be something if information could only be conveyed through touch? This has happened to me many times. I have had a great amount of information conveyed through touch to me. And one such time was when my master corrected the posture of my wrist in my jogo, in my box step. I was riding with my wrists turned upwards. I was collecting and bringing in energy in my dance. And he very simply turned my wrists over and let me play with a whole different hand posture. And so much information came through what was a blockage before. By merely turning my wrists, he was able to open my mind to entire avenues of capoeira information. And I'm here to tell you that this lover's card in the Mobius strip is the wrist. And the two balls in the eyes of this of the mosquito are also aspects of the anatomy of the wrist. The exact location where my mestre touched my jogo, where he altered me, that location is now conveyed through the anatomy of this deck. So next level. It's next level what's coming through for me. So ye saba de ye faca de punto, ye saba e fuda, is it knows how to cut and it knows how to cure. All of that is right here, how to cut and how to cure. Also, my basket, my Birnbaum basket, has special herbs inside of it so that every time I shake it, the essence of my mestre comes out. I smell my mestre. I can completely sense his kitchen when I play my instrument. It is so profound. It is so profound. And then one of my favorite Birnbaum baskets, my kashishi, it's broken at the moment. It will be repaired, but I made that on the 9th month of my daughter's pregnancy cycle. She was due the day I made my kashishi for my Birnbaum, was my daughter's due date. And my kashishi's pregnant. It has a big orb belly on it. Okay, rambling. I gotta hurry up. Okay, I want to tell everybody where all the Birnbaum players and all the capoeira players are in this circle all along. This symposium is complete. This is the viola. This is the smallest Birnbaum. It has the smallest gourd. You could think of this as the baby, right here in the number 6 position. It's sometimes called the mosquito. Next is the gunga, is the larger Birnbaum. This is the pregnant mama. You can tell the size differential. She has a much wider hip capacity. She is the braying zebra of this chariot card. Next is the Mej, is the middle-sized Birnbaum, which is the one I'm playing with now. The Mej oftentimes has more depth, has a longer, deeper gourd, not as squat as the mama. Mejo, gunga, viola. This is the symposium of the capoeira roda in my Enneagram. Essentially, the 8, 6, and the 7 are holding Birnbaums. Star card. She is holding. She is Terpsichore, the dancer. Terpsichore is often holding what is called the timpania. In Greek, they called it a timpania. In Brazil, it's a pandero. In America, it's a tambourine. She's holding the timpania. I can tell because her little gams, her little booty sticking out, that's where the pads of my hand are supposed to go. That is correspondent to my thumb, to my saddle joint that goes in the 6th seat. And up here is where the energy pours in. She's literally emulating a hand coming down to hit the pandero. This is completely a tambourine in the star card. And terpsichore is number 8 Alcibiades in my symposium. Terpsichore has a wreath and often a tambourine, a pandero. Sometimes Orania has a pandero as well. This is a cowbell. The moon card is a cowbell. I gotta hurry. This is another tambourine, fortune card. Also the sun card. This is all one more tambourine. Often there are 2 tambourines. Sometimes the tambourines will have a crush on a particular berimbau, and they will play with each other as flirtations through one song. And another tambourine will have a crush on a different berimbau, and they will flirt with each other. And sometimes a third instrument can butt in and interrupt this playfulness and say, excuse me, I want in on that. And they can actually pass dancing relationship together through the song that onlookers have no idea is happening in the realm of forms. Pandero, pandero. This is a cowbell. This is the chamada. He's dancing, but he has the strings of the drum, the atabaki drum, which I believe this Mama art card is holding the atabaki drum. The atabaki drum is the table. I have found the Ara Altair constellation in capoeira instruments. The atabaki, the big Mama drum, is the table of the Magi. And the strings on that drum are the backdrop of this Magus card. We'll get to more on that. This is the shaker, the egg shaker. This is a samba. We're putting the egg shaker in the hands of the Hierophant. His 2 fingers to the ground. Yeah, Typhonians want you to think that's Typhon. I'm putting an egg in his hands. This is the egg going in his hands. This is the shaker egg of the samba. There is a strong Spanish correspondence to the cow aspect of this. We could give him the cowbell, but I'm going to give him the egg shaker because of those 2 fingers he's got out. Dropping down, I think of the hangman is also another chamada that we do. It's another type of call we do. But let's go with this Empress card. I'm giving her the agogo, which is the... Oh, that is the cowbell. I'm going to put the cowbell in her hands because of the 3 to the 9. This 3 to 9, the cowbell belongs in her hands. Okay, next is the heko heko, is the scratchy stick. I'm giving that to the Emperor card. I can literally guarantee this is what he's doing because of the angle of his staff versus the angle of her lotus in her hand. She's coming down at a hammer, which is a agogo. He is playing the heko heko with the scrapey stick. The posture of their hands is impeccable. It's flawless. Death card is playing in the Hoda. He does have a berimbau also, but I'm going to put him in the Hoda with the full card. These are the 2 players. Universe card is holding the circle. She is the ceremonial space. This is the atabaki drum. It's so beautiful. Shaker stick, and now we're back with the viola. There's an entire capoeira Hoda in my Enneagram. Complete, intact. It even has a shaker egg, the egg shaker. The egg shaker is my favorite instrument. I could never play that thing. I could never play the egg shaker. It's so simple, and I could never get it down. That is so typical of me to still not have simplified enough, to be constantly reducing what it was overly complex in so many, many fascinating ways. Okay. I'm going to end there and keep this as short and as brief as I can. There are a great many more aspects of Plato's Republic that I am finding in our lyrics. I'm quite sure there are levels of initiation that I need to submit myself to go much further beyond what I'm barely able to convey onto this technology that I have at my disposal. So yeah, thank you for coming along with me. Big love and respect. Much honor to the elders. Yeah, give thanks and praise. One love, y'all.